Corey, Rick, get over here and look at this thing.
Pops, it's some kind of motorcycle tractor thing.
It's a Rokon Trailbreaker, two-wheel drive off-road motorcycle.
Thing looks like it should have a bucket loader in the front of it, dude.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my old two-wheel drive Trailbreaker motorcycle. It's designed to go like up in the rough country. You can go places on this bike you just cannot go with anything other, maybe a horse.
This thing is definitely cool. Where'd you get it?
I actually got it right after I graduated from high school. I used to live in Barstow, California, so that's like, you know, heaven for bike riders. And had it for a couple of years, and then my brother and I went on the road as musicians, so I gave it to my cousin, and he gave it back to me a couple weeks ago. I haven't seen it in 30 years. It's kind of cool to see it again, but I don't want it. I'm ready to get rid of it.
You know, I've off-roaded my whole life, and this is just cool. These were like high-tech when they came out. It's two-wheel drive. It will go anywhere. They weren't real fast, though.
Maybe 15, 20 miles an hour tops downhill, but I had a blast with it.
These things were designed to take you places where no other vehicle could. I mean, you can practically scale walls and go up and down trails that would make a horse think twice.
What's up with the huge metal things on the tires, man?
3 reasons. They won't fill up with mud when you're off-roading. You can also fill them full of gas.
So you're just rolling around with gas in your wheels flying around.
Yeah.
The reason they were designed to hold gas in the wheels is so that you could ride to a very remote area and still have enough gas to come back. Also, you seal them up with gas, they can float.
Oh,
Gasoline is lighter than water, and when there's no gas in them, it's air, so it's definitely lighter than water, so the thing will float. If you're in a stream, you can walk it across like that.
Wow, I didn't know that. I drove in the desert, so.
You know, I've always really wanted one of these, but it's rough, though.
It's not very good condition. It's obviously got a flat tire. Engine doesn't turn over. I am not a mechanic, but I'm sure it could be brought up to spec fairly simply.
It feels like it's still got compression. It just doesn't have a carburetor.
This thing is rough, but I think if I can get it for the right price, it's worth it. Worst case, I'll part it out. But man, I really want to ride this thing.
So how much were you looking to sell this thing for?
I thought if I could get $2,000, I mean, that's kind of what I paid for it, but it's an antique now, so I thought maybe there was some value there. But I won't laugh.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing was in good shape, I might consider that, but this thing needs like one of everything. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $500 for the thing, and that's just because I think it's really cool. I'm not gonna go 1 penny more.
Well, okay. I don't want to put it back in the truck. It's heavy.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Cool.
I am pumped we got this thing for such a great price. I just need to bring it to my buddy Rick Dale, see if he can fix it up, and if he can, I just might keep it for myself.
Whoa! I'm Rick with Rick's Restorations in Las Vegas, and I'm the guy that can restore anything. Rick never ceases to amaze me with the stuff that he brings in. I mean, you never know.
So do you know much about him?
It was a trail breaker, man. It went over anything. It would literally go anywhere you wanted to go, up mountains, through the water, rocks, boulders this big. It'd actually climb a wall. In fact, back in '63, this motorcycle was actually tested with the Army. The Rokon was a bike that allowed the adventurous to get out into places where you couldn't even go. I mean, you got the Army looking at the thing because of their unique ability to do almost anything. Your motor is running your rear wheel and your front wheel. It has an override spring assembly in the front.
And that is?
What that does is it allows the front wheel to spin faster than the rear wheel. If you didn't have that, when you were riding it and they both be spinning the same RPM, when you turn, it would literally throw you straight on the ground. When you make a turn, the front wheel has to spin just a little bit faster to turn.
No, huh?
Yeah, so what do you want to do with it?
I want to see if we can fix it up. You know, I don't know if I'm going to sell it or what, but I just got this massive desire to ride this thing out in the desert.
Okay, well, in order to restore this, what we're probably going to have to do is strip it. Blast the frame. It's missing a carb. The seat's pretty trashed. We're going to need some tires. And then I want to go through the motor totally, make sure nothing's cracked. The way these things are driven, you know, it's got to be taking some beating, you know?
Yeah. So how much do you think it'll cost me to fix it up?
Well, at this time, I don't think I can give you an exact price, because I got to make sure we can find some parts, and that may cost you.
Okay.
I think Rick made a great buy on this, but at the same time, I think he took a huge risk because finding parts is going to be an issue, and the restoration cost could take off. So you're giving me the green light?
I'm giving you the green light.
You're being an idiot, Pops.
I know it's a risk. I just want to see this thing done.
I think your heart's just a little too into this one.
They got to be worth some money restored, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a 1969, and they didn't make that many of them, so there's not that many left.
This has got to be one of the coolest machines ever invented in the United States.
I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more.
All right, well, let's get it done.
All right, Rick. This motorcycle needs quite a bit of work, but if I can restore this, it's probably going to be one of the most awesome things Rick and I have ever put together. Hopefully I can get parts.
Where the hell is he?
Well, that's the bike. Sorry I'm late, guys.
I had to give it a little trial spin.
So what do you think?
I think it's great.
I'll tell you what, man, I had my doubts about this, but it looks pretty good.
So what happened?
You know, I had to gut the thing and take everything off and rebuild everything on it. Everything on this bike was dented, bent, twisted, you know, because they use them just to climb up everything, and, you know, they're abused really hard. And getting everything in sync from the gearbox to the rear wheel, it was a nightmare. You'd think I'd be used to the crap that Rick brings in, but this Rokon was a nightmare. It absolutely went over the top. The parts are obsolete. You can't find parts for the 69 at all. The brake system, it's not anything you could buy. So we had to make these discs, circle discs, to fit inside there so we had brakes.
Rick Dale did an amazing job, but he's making me a little nervous with everything he had to do, and I just hear the dollars racking up.
Okay, well, I bought it for $500, so what's the damage?
All right, well, restoration cost is $2,800.
Okay, that's not really bad.
So what do you think we could sell it for?
I think you should have no problem getting $5,000 out of it at all.
Proves me wrong, I guess.
Thanks, Rick. So, Tom, you want to take it for a ride?
Hell yeah.
I don't think so. I'm taking it for a ride.
Time and time again, Rick Dale delivers. It's getting to the point where he can just sneeze on something and he makes me money. He never disappoints.
Get it on, Rick, let's go.